All right, cool. Can everyone see my screen okay? Okay, perfect. All right, and I have the chat over here. Okay, awesome. Well, hi everyone. My name is Kimberly. I am the Membership Services Specialist with CSTA. Jen Manley, our Membership Experience Manager, who I'm sure a lot of you also know already, will be joining us a little later. But a little bit about me. I joined CSTA back in January. My most of my career was actually in hospitality. So I was, being in Central Florida, as you can imagine, I did a lot of time at Walt Disney World. So that is where I bring that sort of guest service experience into making sure that our members are taken care of. And, I really love supporting the operation, and thank you all for having me. So we tried to do this get together at the conference, but the virtual communities are actually down at that time. So I definitely appreciate your patience and your flexibility while we go through the virtual communities. So I do have a bit of a warm up. If you have already done things in the virtual communities or you've already logged in, what is something that you already know about the virtual communities? Or if you've never logged in before, but you've heard about it from someone, what's something that you already know? And please feel free to unmute yourself, or you can put it in the chat. It's certainly up to you. Okay, so Catherine said she's logged in, but that's about it. Yeah, Carla said that you can join different groups depending on your interests. And Henry is definitely correct. It's a great way to communicate and share ideas in a group with people either in your area or just with the overall community. Anyone else? Okay. So Edge said, I have logged in and enjoyed in on some conversations, mostly the scheduling for the ball game during the conference. That makes sense. Awesome. And Megan, she said, we've been trying to get our members to post on a topic each month. Well, great. It definitely sounds like you're trying to get your local members engaged. So we definitely love that. That is definitely our goal, to have as many members as engaged as possible. And then Jamie saying that you've learned a lot through the discussions, which is great. The virtual communities are a great resource that we definitely want to leverage more in the future. Okay, perfect. And Maria, you said that you joined a few conversations, but would like some more ideas on how to utilize these communities. Well, I'm happy that you're here, and I definitely hope that this webinar will hopefully help you do that and just learn more about what there is, with this community. So my next question, if you, again, have been involved in the virtual communities before, or if you're new to the virtual communities, what questions or concerns do you currently have about the virtual community as a whole? Okay, so Henry mentioned folks have asked if it's free to all members. Yep. Shanna with how to get her members engaged, definitely. Lots of emails. Yes, definitely, Edge. I get those emails too. So if we do have time today, I can show you all how to turn those off, since I do get a lot of daily emails as well. And Megan, we've seen some great conversations start on the message boards, but it's hard to continue or break out with a single person or a small group, and that you wish there was some kind of connection to something like Slack. That definitely makes sense. Okay. Perfect. Well, thank you everyone for that feedback. And again, hopefully this webinar will help provide some knowledge on how to really enjoy and use this community to get your members more engaged. So the first part of this is going to be about just me showing you how to navigate the virtual communities. So we're going to be getting into things like discussions, tagging, the resource library, and then eventually we will get into having you all log into your own virtual community accounts and making your well, hopefully, if you're new, it'll be your first post, but if you've already used them before, just some more practice. Okay, so I will be sharing my screen throughout the webinar, but if you are able to log into the virtual community, it is community.csteachers.org, and I'll go ahead and put that in the chat as well. So with everyone being a chapter leader, I am assuming that everyone already has a CSTA membership. So what you will be using is your membership credentials. So whatever you use to log into your member dashboard, that same email and password is what you will be using to log into the virtual community. And this is what the homepage will look like whenever you do navigate there. And I'm already logged in, but the login button will be on the top right portion of the screen, right next to the search bar. If anyone has any trouble either navigating to the page or logging in, please put it in the chat and I will try to help troubleshoot as well. Okay, if you were successful in logging in, can you give me a thumbs up, either the emoji or if you're on camera? Cool, right.
It's been a while since I've logged into CSTA, so it'll probably take me a little bit because it's not accepting my email or password. So I got to figure out what that is.
Sure, no worries, Charnel. If you are not able to log in, I can definitely go ahead and send you an email with some more information. Since I am on the membership team, I can definitely get you all set. And then we can make sure that you're able to get into the community. Cool. And charity as well. Awesome. Cool. So it sounds like everyone was, most everyone was able to get in. So the first thing that we are going to work through is just an overview of the virtual community. So what you'll see the most of is the public community, but we do have specific groups for APCS principals, APCSA. You can also use the public community to connect with people who actually teach in your grade band. So we are able to localize that a little bit more as well. We also do have the CSTA chapter groups. So each chapter does have their own virtual community, and I'll show you what that looks like a little bit later as you start making your first posts. But what everyone will mostly work in is the public community. So before we get there, again, just an overview, we have a link to the homepage with the drop down. This will get you to your CSTA member profile. We have communities, and then we have a link to all communities, my communities, which is anything that you are actively a part of. So for me personally, I am part of the public community, but I'm also a part of CSTA Florida, the CSTA Pride group, the CSTA Awards group. So you can be part of many groups at one time. Again, the public community is what everyone can post in. So there are so many posts in there and so many resources. It's incredible. And then that link to the CSTA chapters. And then if you want to create, and well, if I want to create a new community as an admin, I can certainly do that. And then from the homepage, we do have more quick links to get to your member profile. This will take you to the events page. This will take you to just another network. And for anyone who has not yet joined a chapter, this link will help you do that. And then we have the latest discussions. So all of these happen to be in the public community, but anything that is a recent post You can see that these are within the last hour, the latest discussions will show up here. Also, if I'm going too fast, please let me know and I will be happy to slow down. So we're going to get started in the public community. And we have a few different tabs here. So the most recent posts are going to show up at the top, so that you'll see the thread subject, how many replies the post has gotten. And then for the last post, you will see the last time someone replied to it, or if it was posted recently, who posted it. So there are several tabs here. It automatically takes you to the discussion page, but on the community homepage, you'll see any announcements. Sometimes CSTA staff will post some urgent or relevant information, maybe upcoming events or conference updates. Most likely these will be added here as an announcement. Again, the latest discussions will show up here. Jen's is special, but we will get there. And then any current members. So the public community, as you can imagine, has a lot of members in it. So you will be able to see who is a part of your chapter group. If you're a part of any affinity group, like the Latinx affinity group, AAPI, you'll be able to see who is already added. And then of course, anyone who is an admin will be listed as a community admin here as well. So for the discussion tab, again, this is where all of the discussion posts are actually posted. So I already have one pulled up, but our friends at CS for All Teachers, AIR, they have been posting a lot recently. So to access a post, you're just going to go ahead and click on the title, and then their post will pull up on that page. So our CS for All AIR teachers posted this yesterday. So this is, again, generally what the post will look like. And any replies will show up underneath this post as well. So you'll be able to see who posted it, when they posted it, and if there were any replies. We also have the resource library. So this tab will have any resources that anyone posts. These could be video links, webinar recordings, PDFs, PDF files, really anything that members feel will be helpful to other members, they can be posted here. So you can actually filter these as well. So you can filter through documents, whether it's an image, a slideshow, and then you can filter whether it's most recent, alphabetically, reversed, most viewed, or if it has a lot of engagement. And again, the next tab is just a list of the members. So again, as chapter leaders or affinity group leaders, you will be able to see who is a member of this group. And Megan, can anyone add those? Are they tagged or organized by a moderator? Yes, so Jen and I actually do help moderate the public community. So we'll get into posts that will be eligible for removal a little later on. But yes, we will make sure that everyone who is a chapter leader or an affinity group leader is added as an admin. That way you will have those privileges in your individual chapter groups. Okay. Are there any questions on discussions or libraries for right now? Perfect.
Sorry, this is Megan. I did have a quick question about that. Yes. These questions were about the library for those resources. I mean, I know that that's something that teachers are constantly asking for, like resources, and especially with CS Ed Week and Hour of Code coming up. So how is there any kind of organization in those, or are they just any resources that people have put up there?
There are any resources that members have put up. So any videos, any webinars, so anything that people might find helpful to other members, as long as it's not a paid opportunity in particular. Like some of our vendors may post something in here, but if it's like a paid opportunity, something like that would be removed. But otherwise, whatever is added will show up in the resource library.
Okay, and then can you search through that? Are there tags, or is there any kind of organization?
We actually are going to get into tags next, but for now, really the only thing is filtering whether the kind of resource it is, and then the filters like timing, alphabetically, things like that. But we're actually going to get into tags next.
Okay, great, thanks.
Any other questions? Perfect. Thanks, everyone. Okay, so I was hoping Jen would be here, but again, she's running a little bit late. But she actually did a lot of work with categorizing and working on the tags that are put into the virtual communities. So to Megan's point, categorizing resources and content can make it really easy for members to find resources quickly. We do have pre-existing tags that can be added to post by typing the hashtag symbol and then the tag you'd like directly after that. No spaces, just the tag. So for example, if I wanted to add a tag CSTA 2022 to refer back to the conference from this year, it would just be hashtag CSTA 2022, and then your tag is created. So this will make your post and your content searchable. So we do have a guide. Let me see. Perfect. And we'll be sure to send these out as well. That way you can take a look at what the tags are. But we do have several tags. So we have student facing, teacher facing, grade bands, if what your post is grade band specific, the resource type, where it comes from, whether it's teacher created, non-teacher created, algorithms and programming, computing systems, tags for categories that are teacher facing, such as equity and inclusion, professional growth and identity. And then we have tags for standards as well. So where you will see this is, let's see. I lost my post. I appreciate your patience. So going back to this hidden figures history within CS post, any tags will show up here, and then they should show up in the post as well. So for this particular post, they did not add any tags, but if a post has been added already and you do want to add a tag to it, you can just click where it says add a tag, and then you can scroll down and search for the tag that best fits your post. So we have things like Raspberry Pi, STEM, Teaching Excellence for the Teaching Excellence Award, the grade bands as well. And then again, the resource types and the sources. So the list that I provided just before this. And we do have a search function here. So that will be able to help you look for different resources as well. I do want to let you know that the resource library will be going through a bit of a redesign. So we'll definitely be communicating if there are any major changes, but the tags are definitely helpful in kind of categorizing content. So moving on to types of posts. I mentioned the Jen's post in the public community looked a little different than the others. So first thing we have is pinned posts. So these posts are pinned to the community page under latest discussions. These could include content such as important resources from CSTA staff, upcoming event reminders, and tips on how to best use the board that you're currently in. So as an example, this was from 4 months ago, but we were doing kind of an overhaul of the virtual community and what that looks like. So you can see that even though Eugene posted an hour ago, Jen's post from 4 months ago is still on top of that post in the latest discussions. That's because post is pinned. So you'll see this little pin head right here. Only administrators can pin posts, so that's why it'll be things mostly from CST staff or any upcoming reminders. Any moderator-led discussions can be posted in the community as well. So these are posts where leaders of a community, such as CST staff or chapter leaders, can post a question to get their community more engaged. So as chapter leaders, again, you will be moderators for your communities. This will be an example of a post where, if you want to pose a question or share a resource and get your local members talking, that would be considered a moderator-led discussion. And then we have resource posts. We saw those in the library for our CS for all AIR friends. These posts usually include attachments. So again, we went over like whether they're PDFs, videos, slideshows, things like that. And then we are able to, or we do encourage people to share resources such as professional development opportunities or lesson plans. This can be done via a general post in the community, and then you can just attach it, or you can post under the participate tab, you can share a resource as well. And the participate tab is on the home page at the top. You can either post a message or share a resource, and that'll be added directly to the resource library. Okay, so before I move on to removing posts in virtual communities, any questions on the kinds of posts that can be in the virtual community? Awesome. I think we are good, but if you have any questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat. Okay, so as chapter leaders, if you see a post that you think might be removed, why might you choose to remove a post from your community? So again, you could throw in the chat, you can unmute yourself, but why would you choose to remove a post? Okay, if it's already been addressed. If an event has passed, that makes sense. If it's inappropriate. All good reasons, definitely. So again, we'll be sharing this. Don't know what's going on with my mouse. We will be sharing this. So we do have some community guidelines as well. But definitely, if there are any paid opportunities, again, so something from vendors that is not appropriate to be sharing in a free space, anything with expletives, anything that is aggressive, mean, or disrespectful, anything like that. So as moderators, we do have those watchwords. So if anything does come up, it will definitely flag us. But if anything does make it through to your chapter groups, please feel free to use your discretion and remove the post if you think it's inappropriate. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to remove a post. Let's see. I'm not going to remove this. I'm just using it as an example, going back to our hidden figures history within CS post. As a moderator, the way you can remove a post is going to the right side of the post where it says reply. There's a down facing arrow just to the right of that button. You just click on that. And then if you need it to be moderated, so have it bubbled up to me and Jen for review, you can click mark as inappropriate, or you can just hit remove. By hitting remove, it will send a message to the poster letting them know that their post was taken down, but that's something that CST staff will handle, if there are any questions about that. Okay, so for the next few minutes, we do have a lot of time left actually. Let's go ahead and practice posting. So if everyone is already logged into their chapter community, with the exception of Charnel and Charity, again, I'll make sure that we address your membership questions offline. But we're going to go ahead and start practicing. So how you log into your chapter community, again, from the home page, you can click CSTA chapter groups. It will open up in a new tab. Mine defaulted to the communities that I'm already a part of, but you can also click all communities from that drop down on the left, and it will list every CSTA chapter virtual community. So chapter leaders have their own, and then we do have in alphabetical order, starting with CSTA Alabama, going all the way through our very last chapter. So in order to filter through chapter groups, it starts off most alphabetical, but you can do reverse alphabetical. And then you can also adjust if you see 20 per page or 50 per page. And if anyone has difficulty finding their chapter page, just let me know, and I can certainly try to troubleshoot.
If you've never looked in the chapter leader virtual community and you're here and you're a chapter leader, do take a second or two to pop in. You're going to be impressed. You see this lit. Click on discuss. So many.
I see that Jason is making some good announcements here. Have some pinned posts. Good job. No polls yet, but
I had one. I took it down. I have plans for polls in the spring though. But take a look at that discussion. Yeah. That's where it's really going.
so Megan, to answer your question, you're certainly welcome to post in the public community to reach as many members as you can. But if you are posting something that's maybe more local to your area or to your chapter, you can certainly use your chapter group. So it is at your discretion, just that the public community will give you a wider range of people.
I have a question. I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts on that, because I mentioned that we've been trying to engage our members or get them to post on something, and we've been talking with a couple of the other California groups. I'm in Los Angeles and trying to get a bigger California community, and so I would love to hear your thoughts about how to engage that. Like, something that we've mentioned is that a lot of teachers, when they're looking for resources or have questions, they go to Facebook rather than to CSTA. And we were like, well, it seems like they should go to CSTA. And so I've been wondering, like, if that would make more sense for us to try to build out those resources within the larger community, or should we be trying to really just engage our tighter local community? And I'd love to hear your thoughts and how you guys are thinking about the virtual community in that respect.
Yeah, I'm happy to offer a thought here. I like Kimberly said, I think both are great, but if you're trying to get your chapter community to be more involved, I would recommend starting with the local. The public community is big and there is a lot of stuff in it, but can be kind of overwhelming. And you can also link to posts in the bigger community in your local one. So, like, I don't know if you've noticed, if you're reading your Friday email, I'm linking almost everything in those emails back to the chapter leader virtual community to try to get people in there to reply, to post, to like. It hasn't been working great so far, but I still think the more we drive people to it, the more it becomes the norm. Facebook's been around for so long now that that's become the norm for people, and this has only been open for a year or so. So to get people to come over might take a little bit of time. But if you're sending out communications, through Member Nova, can link to the virtual community for Greater LA and like drive people over there and ask for responses here and things like
All right, great. Thank you.
Thanks, Jason.
Yep.
Perfect. So was everyone able to access their chapter virtual community? You can give me a thumbs up if you're on camera, otherwise the emoji works. I just want to make sure I can troubleshoot if there are any challenges. Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Okay, so I will show everyone how to do this, but what we're going to have you do is add content. So you can choose one or more of these topics to post. You can either introduce yourself or other members of your office or team. You can highlight an upcoming chapter event, or you can share a resource. So how you make a post, I'm going to use the chapter leader virtual community just as a test space for now. So again, it will automatically navigate you to the homepage of the community. So you would just go to discussion, and you can see there are 179 discussion posts right now. There are going to be, again, those filters for the threads that are in the community. And then there's a purple button all the way to the right that says post new message. So you're just going to click on that. Oh, okay. I have to join really quick, but I believe it was Ed who mentioned the emails. Whenever you do join a chapter, or not a chapter, a new virtual community, it will give you the option as to how you would like to receive messages for the discussion. If you choose real time, every single time a post comes in, you will get an email. If you choose daily digest, which I believe is what most of us have, one email containing all posted messages from the previous day will go to your email address, or you can opt out of receiving email addresses or email messages. So it is certainly up to you whether you want to check the community on your own time, or if it's easier for you to get emails, whatever's easier for you. Okay, I'm going to opt out for now. Okay, so once you click post a new message, again, that button is all the way to the right. You will see this start new thread page. So it will give you the option to select the community in which you want to make a post for. Again, I'm going to use the chapter leaders just as a testing page. And then actually you will be able to cross post to multiple locations. So, so Megan, we were talking about whether it's more beneficial to post to your chapter group or to the overall public community. If you wanted to reach both groups, you certainly can. You can just go cross post to, and then click public community. Okay, I'm going to pause really quick because I'm getting some questions. Okay. So Amy, on the homepage of the virtual community that you are going to post in, it will automatically default you to community home, but you would just go to discussion, which is the second tab from the left. And then all the way to the right, there's a purple button that says post new message. That's right next to the filters above the word status. You would just click on that post or on that button, and then it'll navigate you to the start new thread. So Lucy, you would have to log in to reply to the anything in the virtual community. But again, that's just your CSTA member dashboard credentials. Okay. And Joy, I'm currently recruiting CS teachers in the state of Texas to participate in an NSF grant opportunity, and the participants will receive a stipend per the grant. So is that something I could not post because they would receive a payment? So that is something that's a little different than like a paid opportunity. For paid opportunities, we mean, well, we're currently reviewing this, but like job opportunities. So if someone is posting, that they have an opening in their school, if that would be considered a paid opportunity. For now, again, we are going to review that just because it was brought up at the conference that is a good resource to help bring some teachers in. So there might be some updates to that, but paid opportunities could fall under vendors as well. So if we have partners that are using the virtual communities, which is supposed to be a place to share resources, to share those paid opportunities, then that would be a little different. But when it comes to grants, I believe that should be totally fine.
I also think you're fine, Joy, if I may, in the chapter groups, like you being with Greater Houston can certainly post that in your Greater Houston chapter as a chapter leader. And if you shared it with the other Texas chapter leaders like Dan Blyer and those folks, I'm sure they would post theirs as well, no problem.
Awesome. Thanks for your questions. Okay. So again, from the Start New Thread page, you have to choose a community that you're going to post to. I'm using chapter leaders. You can select a different community that you're a part of. CSTA Public Community will always be there. So if you wanted to have that broader reach, you certainly can. So you will have a discussion subject. So I'm going to use hello chapter leaders. And then here is where you will add your post. So thank you all so much for joining me and Jason for this webinar. So in this box, you are able to, do some different formatting. If you need to bold, italicize, do different alignments, text colors. If you want to get creative, add an image, you certainly can. You are able to also add hyperlinks. So if you have maybe an event page that you want to link or a resource, you can certainly link that as well. And then it will have a signature for you as well. So you would just need to click the signature button and it'll show you what it is. If you want to edit your default signature, you have that option too as well. Or if you are sharing a resource, so you don't want to link using a hyperlink and you just want to add it as an attachment, that's going to be right below the text box to the right of the signature, and you would just click add attachment. And then it will give you some different options. If you want to use URL. Oh, sorry, Jason.
No, I was waiting for you to finish.
Oh, sorry. So if you want to use a link, a Facebook page, Instagram, if you want to upload something from your device, you are able to do that as well.
I was just going to add that those resources uploaded that way are what get put into the library resources. When you add that, it automatically gets put over there.
Perfect. Thanks, Jason. And at the bottom, we do have a few different options here. We have the option to post right away. If you want to schedule your post, you can do that as well. You just click schedule, and then you will just have to input a day and a time for your publication. To the right of the text box, you can click the little calendar button, and then you can choose the date that way. Hopefully it'll make it a little easier. And then you would just click schedule. If you want to save it as a draft and then come back to it, you can do that as well. And then you can delete the draft if it's something that you've been working on, but you no longer need it, or you can just click cancel. But for this session, I'm going to go ahead and click post. And then it will redirect you to the discussion page for whatever group you're in. So for me, it sent me back to chapter leaders and then on the discussion page. And then here's my post. So you can see, here's my subject. I posted 21 seconds ago, and then That's me. So if you were following along and made your posts already, great. Otherwise, if you have any questions, please let me know, or I can go through anything again. All right, so Amy. So Amy, I'll go ahead and connect with you offline to see if we can get that taken care of for you. It could just be your access. Maybe there's something on the back end, but I can certainly help you with that. Of course. So again, we were asking for either an introduction to yourself, highlight an upcoming event, or share a resource. We do have a few minutes left of our time together. So would anyone like to share what they posted, what chapter community they're a part of, anything like that?
So I just went ahead and posted a welcome note because there were no discussions started in my chapter. So I went ahead and posted that.
Awesome. Marnie, what chapter are you in?
CSTA North Carolina.
Perfect. I am going to navigate there and see if I can engage with your post. So again, to find a specific chapter, you could click on communities at the top. It's right next to the home button and the participate button. And then from the drop down, just select CSTA chapters. And again, it defaults you to communities that you already belong to. So if you're looking for a chapter or a group that you're not already a part of, just click on the drop down and go to all communities. Okay, so North Carolina, I'm going to take a guess. There we go. Perfect. Awesome. Thanks, Marnie. So again, we can see current members, and because Marnie just posted this 11 minutes ago, we will see this under the latest discussions. So if you don't want to navigate to the discussion tab, any latest discussions will show up here. So you can just click on the title of the post. And chapter leaders and affinity group leaders are fancy, and they have this cute little box that says you are a chapter leader. And Marnie, that is a great introduction. So welcome to our CSTA North Carolina Community Discussion Board. Hello, everyone. This is a great place for us to share resources, ask questions, and communicate with our chapter. Awesome. So Tanya, yes, you can edit a post. I'm going to go ahead and navigate back to the post I just made and show you all how to do that. Okay. So navigating to chapter leaders. Again, it's going to put you back on the community homepage. So if you want to look for a discussion post, you can just click on the discussion tab. It's the second one from the left. And then you can click on the thread subject. It's in moderation. So I'm going to go ahead and approve this really quick. So if this is a post that you had made and you need to make an edit, you're going to go to the post, and then on the right side, there is the reply button and then a drop down arrow. You will select the drop down arrow, and then the third option is to edit your post. So once you click edit, it will open up that text box. Then you're just going to type your edit. And then at the bottom, you're going to see the options save or cancel. So you would just click save. And then your post will be updated. Would anyone else like to share the introduction or the resource that they posted, or any other questions?
I didn't post yet, but I am inviting people to my November 15th meeting to get prepared for CS Ed Week. So once I finish updating the flyer, I'm gonna post it. I'll post it then.
Awesome. That sounds great. And Lucy put in the chat, I just posted a memory from last year's CS Ed Week in our Vermont chapter community. Oh, that sounds great. I'm going to navigate there really quick because now I want to see this memory. So again, going to chapters, all communities, and then CSTA Vermont is a few pages back. Cool. So CSTA Vermont is here. And then again, under latest discussions, but this time I'm going to go to the discussion tab. And then you can see Lucy's post was a minute ago. You can see that Lucy posted it. And then here is her thread subject. An awesome use of adding an attachment, Lucy. So you can see her post here and gearing up for the upcoming CS Ed Week. I found myself looking back at last year's fun project, the video montage we co-created with Ali Spagnoli's song Robots for Everyone. And then a YouTube video is linked. So good job. Right. And Sean, perfect. Let me grab this.
Kim grabs that. I'm going to say, speaking of CS Ed Week, Miss Darlene, I don't know if people here are registered and attending the CS Ed Week preview that CSTA is putting on tomorrow. And, or if you're a chapter leader, we have CS Ed Week preview chapter leader learning series next week. So you have 2 chances to preview CS Ed Week stuff. In addition to going to Miss Darlene's Staten Island CS Ed Week preview, anyone can attend. I'm sure she'd love to have you.
Thank you, Jason. I will be sending invites.
And look, Darlene and I are trying to combine this grant that I'm working on. I'm like, why can't we have some New York teachers? I'll ask the grant writer.
I appreciate you, Joy. It sounds amazing.
What I mean, the worst thing that can happen is the grant writer says no, right? I mean, I'm not afraid to ask.
Thank you so much.
Right. And before we end our time together, I did go ahead and put a link to the slideshow in the chat. So please feel free to save that. I am going to go ahead and open the floor for the wrap up Q&As. But the last page of the slideshow actually does have a few resources. So we do have a link to the community guidelines. We have a resource kit for all of you as chapter leaders. And then that categorizing content guide. So that's going to be the list of tags that you can use in order to categorize your content or search any resources as well. And it looks like Ruth posted a link for the CSTA New England conference happening over in Western Mass. Jason's going to be there.
All right, Miss Darlene, come on out. I know you can get a ferry from Staten Island over to Western Mass, right?
I'll ferry from my computer, okay?
There you go.
Oh, this is in person?
In person. Kristen, you can come too from Long Island. No discrimination. Amy, all New Yorkers welcome.
I would love that. I run my program Saturday afternoons.
I know.
Yeah, with my kiddies. But maybe one day I'll pack them up and we'll all come out.
Hey, next year it's in Connecticut.
Yeah, all right.
Present at the next one. Have them present.
Uh-oh, Jason, don't start something now.
See, that's what I'm saying. What
We're
we're
gonna
about.
start planning this
Yeah,
weekend.
there you go.
Perfect.
I
Well,
hear you, Kristen.
thank you all so much. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat as we have our last few minutes together. If you need to reach me, I'm going to put my CSK email in the chat. Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions regarding your membership, or we just want to chat. I love getting to know people, and I love this community so much, despite me being so new, and everyone's just been so great at welcoming. So thank you all so much. If you have any membership questions in particular that you want to run by me, here is the membership email as well. Or you can just click on the contact us page on our website and that will also come to me. So
Thanks everybody for joining us. I'm going to stop the recording here.